All right. I don't know how well this is working right now, but I'm gonna take a look at the stream on my phone here. So it looks to be a little. Um, just 1 second, guys. Let's try and figure this out. We're gonna delete that real quick. And we're going to make a new one. Okay, well that's not helpful. I don't think that's right. Sorry, I know this is taking quite a while here. Now some music is playing. It's kind of funny. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna do the display capture, and we're going to get it. Please don't copyright me. Okay, video goes above, and then sorry guys. Yeah, I know this is taking forever. Okay, that looks about right. Looks about good. No, it's not. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. And then we're gonna just lower the volume of that way the hell down. So let's see how this works now. I'm gonna take a look on my screen here. Just making sure things are all right, and then we can get things started. This is like a kind of a test run. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So. So I think the voice is good. The camera's good. You know what? I am going to move that down just a bit because it is a little high up, isn't it? Okay, perfect. Well, it's been a while since I've talked to you guys. It's been almost a year, I think, since I did my last stream. And that was during my first year of college, and I'm in my second year now. A lot is different. I've been neglecting this channel. I'm kind of done with the whole, like, oh, I promise I'll be back type thing. Because I can't really promise anything of the sort. Things are just different now. And when I first kind of blew up on YouTube, I was in eighth grade, and now I'm in my second year of college. So a lot of time has passed. A lot of, again, I can't say this enough. A lot of things are different, but I have felt as of late. Well, I felt a lot, over over the past few years that I would really like to have some sort of an established presence on here. Not because I want fans or fame or anything like that, but because I enjoy content creation, and I just felt that something like this, something that isn't so you know so hands on with kind of all the stuff that's been going on the last few years, is honestly better for me. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoy um, you know making things and whatnot, putting my effort into things, but I'm a college student now. I'm an adult and I have responsibilities, and so that's what kind of makes it a little difficult to pursue this as much as I would love to pursue content creation. It's kind of one of those things where you just you gotta fake it till you make it, and I'm kind of at a place where there's other things that I need to be focusing on. Um, that being said, we're here right now. This is a realm that I actually started with my dad, and we're planning on building a city. It looks very lackluster right now, but I'll give you guys a little tour of what we have for now, um, and then maybe we'll get into building some stuff. I was thinking, honestly, that it would be kind of cool to build, kind of like a like an academy or something like that. Something cool. Um, Thanks, David. Good to see you on here. Um, so yeah, that's what I was hoping to do, to kind of do, was build an academy. But yeah, like kind of a Roman style. Like I said, this is a Roman style city, and so we're gonna be kind of working with what we have. But first of all, let's go through what we have. So this is the very first thing that was built in this realm. My dad built this. He is not. He's not on here right now. Yeah, we're in the new update, but I don't really know what all I'm going to be doing with it in terms of this world here. Um, but yeah, this is the main floor. He built this before we kind of had the idea to build a Roman style city. Um, the stuff with the copper, there's copper armor, there's like golems and stuff. I haven't used any of it, but there's apparently a lot of new stuff, and I really haven't had the time to take a look at what it does and stuff. But we'll see. We'll see if some of that stuff pops up. But yeah, so this is the lower level kitchen, dining room, stuff like that. My stomach's going crazy right now, guys, so I apologize. Um, but yeah, he's got kind of a balcony kind of area. One of the things he expressed to me was that it's too big, and he says whenever you want to build something kind of like this in Minecraft, it always ends up turning out too big. And I kind of agree. I kind of agree. But I like this house, and I think it's kind of cool. Upstairs we have the bedroom. He really likes to use the lanterns, which is a personal choice. No, you're good, David. You're good. Keep engaging with it. Should you wish. Um, like I said, I'm happy you're here. Um, Shower, yeah, toilet, sink, all that jazz. There's not it's not super detailed. He's got bookshelves in a lot of places because he likes bookshelves. Um, but um, he has a map room down here, which is really cool. He's been kind of working on this stuff um, for a little while. He comes on here, enchantment room, all this stuff. This is stuff that you don't really need in a creative world, but I think that a lot of it is kind of force of habit. So yeah, so that's his house. I'll just kind of show you guys the outside of it. Built it kind of on this mountain crest right here. And then he also built this thing down here. This is a villa, kind of a villa style house, and I think he kind of wants to move from up there to down here, just because this is a little more simplistic. So through here you've got obviously I think this is called a portico or a basilica, something like that. I'm not an expert per se in Roman history, even though I am currently taking a class on it. So I'm trying. I think that's one of the reasons why we have kind of this influence for this, is because it's, I don't know, it's an interesting area of history. I don't know what he's going to do with this, but he's got this kind of a courtyard out here. He refers to it as an atrium, which I don't know if that's the correct term or not. But that is what we have, is the atrium, fountain, more bookshelves. He's a very big fan of bookshelves. Has this little fire thing here, table, yeah. Bedroom, and then through here is, I guess, a bathroom. Another bedroom, so that's kind of cool, the kind of conjoined bedrooms. Paintings, yeah. All that stuff. It's very simplistic, very, very, I think he's not super happy with the roof, but there's always ways to change that, should he wish. And then we'll kind of get into what I am working on here. So this is the villa that I built. And I have kind of my own little courtyard area. One of the things I really hate about Java Edition, and I don't know if this is the case for everyone, I don't know if there's something I can do to fix this, but in Bedrock Edition, the armor stands, they have arms, and they can hold like shields and swords and other tools and stuff like that, and you can also manipulate the stances, the poses that they have. Java Edition, you can't, and I don't know if that's just me not figuring out how to do things properly or what, but that's just kind of a little underwhelming, I'd say. I really wanted to have him like do a pose where he's kind of like looking off into the distance, has his arm up like Augustus or something like that, but regardless, it's still cool to kind of have this here. And as you guys can see, I have the entire bottom floor open, which I really, really kind of like. It kind of came together exactly how I wanted it to. So I'm very proud of it. We've got a fire pit here, couches, all that stuff. I wanted to make it a little more fitting to the time period, I'll say that. We have barrels here. I really like the potted cherry blossoms. I think they look very cool. We have a bath here. This is kind of the closest this house is going to get to having a bathroom, and I know that maybe that's not great. But yeah, we've got a bath right there. I might change it, honestly, because this is just very, kind of looks like a pit of water. It's a random pit of water. But, we got a little, I don't know, not really a shrine, more so just kind of I don't know how you would refer to that. But anyway, we have that. And then upstairs we have the master bedroom, the only bedroom. And we got a nice double bed. We got canopies, chiseled bookshelves, chests, potted trees, and then this painting here. So very cool. And then over here we got chests, painting, glass, all that stuff. Bro, David, there will be no docking sessions held in that pit of water. But actually, you know what? It's the Romans. You never know with the Romans. You really don't. Anyway, this is the second thing that I built. This is a temple. I'll show you guys kind of the outside. It's very simplistic, but I'm very, very proud of it. And, there are some things that I actually kind of want to do here. But we can do that when we actually get to the building part. So yeah, this is the temple, kind of the outside of the temple. It's adorned in gold, and then a lot of Roman temples I've found, at least in ancient reconstructions of them, or modern reconstructions of ancient times, like the 3D models, whatever, they always have some kind of scene going on up here, and so that's kind of what I was looking for. Normally, it's kind of carved into the gold. No, they're not trying to jump off. This is supposed to represent a scene. It's supposed to represent some sort of story. And like I said, they're normally carved into kind of the wall up here. But seeing as it's Minecraft, and I probably wouldn't be able to do that without chisels and bits. This is kind of what I have instead. This is vanilla. And then there's always these statues as well, kind of on the top. It took me forever to fucking center this, dude. This took forever. I had to use some fancy ass techniques to try and get it, but in the end we got it. And then we'll go inside, show you guys the inside. So it says Temple of Jupiter Optimus, which was probably the most famous Roman temple. And somebody correct me if I'm wrong there. And then there, the Temple of Juno Prima. And so Juno, Jupiter, that's Hera and Zeus, respectively, for those of you who don't know Roman history or Roman mythology. I am very, very, very into. I guess I should have mentioned this earlier because I kind of pass it off as like it's an interesting time period. I love Roman history. And I'm a history major. Roman history kind of sets the course for the rest of Western history. And don't get me wrong, I love Eastern history as well. I'm not saying that Western history is the only realm of history, but the Roman Republic and Empire and all of that stuff. It's just it's almost like a Greek tragedy. And so, Nitro Pegasus. Yeah, it is. I don't know who Nitro Pegasus is. I don't. But anyway, I love Roman history. I'm a very big fan of Roman history, and Roman mythology. I think Roman mythology is kind of cooler than Greek mythology because they kind of took everything the Greeks made and then made it better. Octane Pegasus. Yeah, that's what it was. The fucking TikTok Fortnite clan from back in 2018, 2019, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, cracked a Fortnite. Yes, indeed. And then we have statues of Jupiter, Optimus Maximus, and Juno Prima Maxima. I used my best knowledge of Latin with that. I didn't look it up. So if those things are wrong, I'm sorry. But Jupiter, Optimus Maximus essentially means like Jupiter, the best and greatest. And then Juno Prima Maxima. I don't know. Juno the first and the greatest or something like that. So yes, that is what we have in here. We've got some pots, and it's a pot of trees, candles. It's kind of like a shrine, and so that's what we have. Maybe I'll build the Temple of Octane Pegasus. Maybe that's that's what I'll do. But as I said, right now I kind of have plans for a Roman kind of academy, kind of schoolhouse sort of deal. Actually, no. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna build a curia, a Roman curia. So maybe you guys will kind of be getting a little bit of a history lesson here. But the Roman curia, that is the Senate building. In ancient Rome, and there were a bunch of different curias built under different emperors, different consuls, different leaders. There was the Curia Julia, which was built by Julius Caesar. There was the Curia of Pompey, which was in his theater. So a lot of this stuff is going off of the kind of the Republic. And then you get to Augustus, and I'm pretty sure he built Curia as well. I could be wrong about this stuff. I don't really want to pretend to know the stuff that I don't know. I'm just basing kind of off of what I have learned, the things that I've heard, and if I'm wrong about any of this stuff, please correct me. Yes, I am the Senate. I'm Palpatine. The story of Star Wars is actually kind of modeled off of the fall of the Roman Republic, specifically the prequels, because you have the kind of failing Republic, which was very much true of the Romans, and then they become the Empire. And it's interesting because when the Empire first started in Star Wars, they still had the Senate, but the Senate was largely symbolic, and that was the same of when the Roman Empire started. Augustus kept the Senate, but they basically had no power. They basically had no power. He never took on the title of emperor. He took on titles like consul for life, tribune for life. What are some other ones? Censor for life, I'm pretty sure. All of these titles, he just took them on for life. Dictator for life. He took them all on, and that basically made him a legal emperor, so to speak, in the Republic. And so it's not like the Senate mattered. It's not like they, you know, they would do anything to him if he proclaimed himself emperor, because they already knew it. But I think it was more so to keep the people happy, to keep them in check. So yeah, little bit of history for you there. So yeah, we're gonna build a curia, and curias tend to be a little more simplistic. They really do. And so we are just going to use a base kind of thing here. We're going to go about one out from the street, and we'll take a kind of a two thing here, kind of a space of two right there. And like I said, it's a much more simplistic kind of building. So it won't be very necessary to do a lot of fancy schmancy kind of things with this one, but it definitely will be somewhat fancy. Somewhat nice, somewhat Roman. So yeah, we're gonna take it all the way out there, and then this is just going to be the kind of base of it, the foundation. Yes, the Curia of gooning. Absolutely. Alright. So here, what I kind of want to do is we're going to take these stairs here. I am actually very happy with the way that this temple turned out. And like I said, there's a couple things that I do want to fix with it, or not fix with it, but just kind of, touch up some stuff. But that will be for after we finish this curia here. And as I said, actually, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. As I said, this is just kind of the foundation right here. So it will be a lot of this will just be me clicking my mouse and you guys hearing that. And of course I will be talking here and there, but this is kind of meant to be a more kind of chill live stream. I mean, sometimes that's just what you need. Things have been pretty chaotic lately, and so to just have some kind of some peace, that's kind of what I'm looking for here. And I hope you guys are finding the same, whether that be with this stream or whether that be with other things. It will be when I say simplistic, it's more so like simplistic in comparison to this. Like, this is very grandiose, and this will be, oh hey chicken, this will be a little, this will not be that much, but we are going to just kind of reinforce this idea of this very nice entrance here. And there are, I do live in a dorm, guys, so there are people outside my room. So if you guys hear some talking or anything like that, just know that it is, it's outside. Okay, so And we will touch up on the details with this. Do not worry. It will not just be some giant, fucking sandstone thing. But hey, I hope this is relaxing, David. And like I said, I appreciate you being here. So, yeah. I was thinking about taking a nap this afternoon, but ultimately decided, I still could. It's a Friday. I do have something going on tomorrow. I'm celebrating a birthday with a friend, but no, my roommate did not go home for the weekend, but he is, I think he's at work. He will. He's at class right now, and then he probably will be heading to work, so, I got some drinks here that I might be dipping into. But I'm just kind of taking this time. I got done with classes about an hour ago, so a little over an hour ago. So I'm just kind of taking this time to be well, that's something to stay awake for, maybe. But yeah, this is kind of some free time. I'm gonna hit a lift later, and then I do have just a homework assignment to work on, but it's very, very, very simple. So I decided to just kind of take this time and come on here and build and talk to you guys and have some chill time. So, okay, this chicken is going to need to die at some point. Perhaps not right now, but at some point. Another reason why I am wanting a Roman kind of style city here, and that's kind of the reasoning behind all this stuff. I just recently finished the miniseries Rome, or I guess it's not a miniseries, the TV show Rome, from like 20 years ago. Oh yeah, I suppose I could just use a lead. Maybe I'll make this like a sacrificial, or no, maybe I'll make it a sacred chicken or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, dude, the guys outside my door are very frustrating sometimes. It's not fantastic living in the dorms, guys. If you guys are not college students or something, the dorms kind of suck. I'm not gonna lie. I will not. Oh, no, come on, dude. You know what? It's just gonna be easier to do this. Maybe we'll try out the copper sword. It's a one hit, so yeah, I'm evil for that. But yes, to those of you who are not in college yet, or are wanting to go to college, just beware. The dorms really are not fun. Really are not fun, and I'm just saying it how it is. I'm sorry, David. It's okay. I'll spawn another one in, and we'll. Oh, yeah, I'm such an awful human being. Well, that's. I guess it's justifiable. I did say I wasn't gonna kill that chicken, or I did say I was gonna make it sacred. I will spawn another chicken. There we go. All right. So you guys will. Oh my god! Please don't get trapped again, dude. Please, please. It's not good to have him in here. All right. So here's what we do here now. This is like the big huge Senate floor, you know. Um, think Star Wars. Um, you know, good. I'm glad. Um, but okay, so I do kind of want this to start right here. You know what? This might actually be a little too cramped. So we're gonna go with a different kind of format for the Senate kind of floor here. Okay, dude, come on, please. Can you move? Oh my god, dude. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Because I'm trying to reopen the government, David. It needs to not be shut down anymore. Dude. I might kill this chicken, bro. I might have to. I might have to kill this chicken. You know, we're just gonna spawn. We're gonna spawn one over there, and we're gonna kill this one. This one doesn't exist. That one never existed. So we've got a chicken over there. So now we're good. I'm happy I'm able. I'm actually able to stream. Oh, it looks like he left. Yeah, he's there. I have a new chicken. All right. So here's where we kind of get started on the seating, so to speak. Let me think about this for a second. Okay, so we're actually kind of going the same exact fucking style we were just doing. Oh, that's not great. You know, the Roman Empire targeted chickens. Yeah, it wasn't great. It was not great. Alright, we are just going to do this. We're going to start it here. And this here will be kind of the boundary of it. Yeah, okay. I have not read that in my history book. I didn't know that was a thing, but thank you for bringing it to my attention. Is that equal? Yeah, that's equal. Perfect. Perfect. All right, so now we can fill this in. Yes, they are the Gooning chambers. Now, this is where the Senate sits. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but it will. Oops. kind of need a way up, won't we? Yeah, that's about good. I'd say. All right. Put it here. Yeah. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So yeah, so these are the stairs to kind of get up to the seats. And then maybe we'll have some extra seating up here. I don't really know why, but saw your nurse's tatas today. Well, good for you. What does your girlfriend think about that? Oh, I love you, David. All right. Yeah. Okay, that's gonna stay like that, and then maybe we'll have some like decor right there or something. And then yeah, so right now it looks like a giant fucking what's it called? Rectangular prism right now. So it won't. It will not forever. I guarantee it. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of get some designs going in the side first. Just so that it's not as fucking awful to look at. Why did she show them off to you? What the hell? Oh, see, you know what? I actually do like that quite a bit. So that's what that's kind of the design that we're gonna be going with. We're gonna do it on this side as well, just to make sure. Wait, how did I do that? Oof, that's not great. Oh, okay. What to do? What to do? We did that, yeah. Well, that's wonderful. I'm glad to hear it. Maybe we'll do some more kind of intricate designs here, because there's not a whole lot we can do with kind of the size kind of restraints here. We'll do some chiseled sandstone right there. Just to kind of make it a little better, I suppose. Wow, I really am not a fan of that. I really am not a fan of that. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to start from scratch here. Because that's just very, like, unnecessarily, you know, that doesn't need to be there, you know. Bro deleted all the messages. Okay, you know what? We will deal with that in a second. We will deal with that when it is safe to do so. So we're gonna go with the same kind of style roof as we have here, just because. Alright, sounds good. Oh, fuck. I'm not a big fan of building with slabs. I really am not a big fan. But, it's not that I don't like the way they look, it's just that they're very tricky. They're very tricky sometimes when they don't need to be, you know. Okay, and then we are going to do brick for the kind of the, I guess, quartz is more the accent, whereas brick is more the roof type I'm going for here. So quartz will be our good accent. Sorry, I'm locked in. This is one of those things, man. It's like when you get into the flow state, you know. That's when shit's really dope. Perfect. It looks like the stream is still going strong too. That was one of the things that I was not a big fan of when it came to my my PC. My PC was, I built it, and it, you know, you guys probably know how expensive PC parts are nowadays, so the one that I built was not very good. And as a result, it couldn't even really run Minecraft while I was streaming. Not only that, but Streamlabs just took forever to, you know, to load up and boot up and all that stuff. With this, it took maybe 5-10 seconds total. And it took me about 5 minutes to download Streamlabs and then get everything up and running. So it was very easy. I feel like very easy. So, yeah. Now you guys can see what I meant when I said this is a very kind of simplistic kind of build here. What I am looking to do here is now I'm looking to use copper, because this is where we're actually going to get into using copper, which is kind of cool. But the reason I wanted it is because these copper grates here, these things right here, they look like kind of like the Roman Senate windows. And so that's the reason why I kind of wanted to use copper, is because I was like, you know what, this would actually be very, very cool to use for this. And plus, it doesn't really take away from the experience all that much, so to speak. Good, good. So now what I want to do And so now, what I just said, now what I'm going to do, but this is what I'm actually going to do now. Here. Have this, this here. Do I like that? You know what? I really don't. I really am not a fan of that, but that, let's see. See how it looks when it's like, I think that brick stairs would honestly be a little better for that. So we'll see here. Yeah, I like that better. I do like that better. Should we make this like that? That does look a little better, I'd say. So we'll do that. Like I said, guys, very simplistic, very simplistic. But if you look up a picture of a Roman curia, you will see it is not very detailed on the outside. It really isn't. And so that's kind of my justification for just building this pretty badly. But I don't think it's terrible. And the inside is really what matters, you know. Oops. Then, you know what, if I wanted to, I could do this and make it just kind of look even a little better. If I just extended that all the way, which we could totally do, and we've totally done. Perfect. Yeah, so then what we can do is make it look even a little more natural here. know what. See, this is where things get a little interesting, because now we have more room to kind of work with maybe a more of a pillar kind of look, you know. Um, hmm. See, like if we went like this. Just don't know if I'm a huge fan of that. Now this I might actually be kind of more of a fan of, you know, but we would need to make sure that it would like work, you know what I'm saying? So let's take a look here. Take a little look-see. See, I do kind of like that. I really actually do like that. So maybe that's what we'll go for here. And what do you know? What do you know? Oh my goodness, it could not have worked out better. Wow, we actually got it somewhat somewhat perfect here. And we're gonna bring that up. And we are just gonna, you know, we're just gonna continue to go up with the kind of the pillars almost, you know. Maybe we'll even make this kind of a across the top kind of deal. Or we could use a different material too. We could kind of go with maybe more of a rustic kind of style here and make it so that these are kind of separated by logs, which actually looks pretty cool, if I do say so myself. It's not, you know, perfect. It's not like Grian level building, but it definitely makes it look a little less simplistic, which is honestly kind of a good thing, because you don't want to be looking off at like a lovely or an ugly blob. Not a lovely blob. What am I thinking? Yeah. No, I think this is just fine. Just fine indeed. Maybe, you know, that might actually be really good. I do like that. I think it's about time to kind of move on to the real talk kind of portion of this stream. It's very easy nowadays, I feel like, for people to just get very, very, very very divisive, you know, very frustrated at each other. I think that's kind of the space that we are in as a world right now, and I guess what I wanted to do is I just want to let you guys know that it'll, and I know that this is, you know, easier heard than actually, like, it's easier to hear this than to believe it. But things will be okay, you know. I'm going through a little thing of my own right now, and it's oftentimes very easy to feel like there's nowhere to turn. You know, like things are just so hard sometimes that it's just really difficult to kind of see how anything could ever possibly get better. But the truth is that things will be okay, you know. And all it takes is just kind of keeping that fact in mind. You know, when things are rough. Hey, David. When things are rough, you know, just knowing, or like keeping in mind the things that you enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Like, turn to those things, you know. Yeah. Turn to those things and hold them close. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really what's most important. I'm not talking about like doing drugs all the time or anything, but you know, you guys get what I mean. It's a lot easier to give up than it is to keep going, but keeping on going in the end will be so much more just worth it, you know. And so yeah, I guess that's kind of what the real talk portion was. Is sometimes I feel like I could kind of use some real talk, you know. Yeah, David, that's the way to go. Just do crack all the time. Yeah, we really kind of turned this around, didn't we? We really did. This is going to be where all the senators smoke crack, David. Don't worry about it. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Wow. That's very, very, very... I'm very glad that this kind of worked out this way, you know. Glad that I didn't even mean for the dimensions to be this way, and I'm sure we would have figured something else out, but wow. It's very, very lucky, because normally I'm not that conscious and often have to go back and, you know, do shit. It's like, man, why didn't I just... Did he just got sentenced? What did he get sentenced to? I thought they dropped a lot of his charges. Not the whole thing, but... Crack smoking area for senators, yes. Did he get sentenced for smoking crack in the Roman Senate? Because if so, free that motherfucker. He ain't do nothing. Four more years? Four or more years. That's... Wow, man. For all the shit that he did, and he only gets 4 years at... I don't want to say at least, because at least makes it seem like it's a positive thing, and it's not. More than 4 years. What if we did this? I'm just gonna take a look and see what this looks like, guys. If it doesn't look good, we'll redo it. But more than 4 years. Well, yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, I think that dude deserves life. Genuinely. He's definitely guilty, as is everybody who heavily associated with him. And I'm not talking about people who were like, you know, forced to do shit against their will. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying more the kind of the people who I don't know, who liked to do that kind of stuff with him. It's just 4 years on the dot. Oh, that's fucking frustrating as shit. But I guess I don't know. I shouldn't be surprised. Really shouldn't, dude. The rich and powerful get away with everything, you know. They really do. I don't like that. I do not like that. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. And I also am not a fan of that either. I feel like we should have these windows here. But maybe no design next to them. Maybe they should just be plain like that. Yeah, that works. That works. That does work. Wow. Yet another day of the United States legal system working diligently for the citizens of the United States. And then we are going to get rid of this because why? That is a... Wow. Okay, this is a build I'm actually very proud of as well. Like I said, it's more simplistic, but it's got design on the outside, which is not too like overwhelming or anything. We've got a nice wood trim up here, and then the inside we'll work on the inside now. But like, look at this, dude. Oh my! If you guys have ever seen Rome, if you guys have ever seen the TV show, and you know what, we're just gonna go with this. We're just gonna keep it like this. But if you guys have ever seen Rome, this is kind of the lighting that the Senate building, like on the inside, has, you know. And so these grates kind of provide it, so it's kind of like windows, but we have no lights in here. And you know what? We will have lights at some point. And by some point I mean like I'll make lights. But yeah, we're just gonna keep it like that. So you can get up to your seat up here. You can sit, and yeah. Here I will have. I've had kind of an idea for this. We do need some netherrack. And we will have fires. We'll have a fire here. Good. Oh, well, that's fucking spreading. What the hell? Why is that spreading? That doesn't make any sense. The wood is... So maybe we should go with campfires then. Hey, that might be better. That might be a little better. Because if the fucking... that shit is gonna spread, then what's the point of having it? Okay, campfires. Where are campfires? What are these? Oh, for flying gas, probably. Did I miss some? Oh, of course, I did. Alright. Okay. If I put that... oh, yeah, okay. So... let's see here. There are, like, people outside that are, like, screaming over and over and over again. Or cheering over and over and over again. And it's low-key kind of pissing me off. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Hearing that over and over again for the last 20 minutes is it's really annoying, surprisingly. I know you'd think that wouldn't be annoying, but it absolutely is. So here is what I was thinking for this. Get some flowering azalea leaves. That'll actually kind of work. For here, just put that up, and then on the top, maybe we will have... You know what? Candles. Candles might actually be the move here. Candles might... Oh, except can I put them? No, of course not. Okay. Maybe we'll use a grate then. Because you can still see the leaves underneath and still plant the candles. Wonderful. Maybe we'll have more candles right here. Right here, I'm going to do 3. Just to kind of switch things up a little bit. And maybe we could do that. See, at this point, there's really no need to keep this like this. Oops. Shouldn't have done that. Would you look at that? That is our Senate building. It's very, very, very. I don't know how I feel about this though. Maybe if we. I like that. I like that. I like that. That's easy on the eyes. Doesn't mess with the structural integrity too much. And yeah, that works. Works for me. And then what I was thinking for here was, first of all, I was thinking to put more, maybe some more candles right here. Let's do kind of a big plethora of this kind of stuff here. And then I was thinking of getting my, sorry, I'm getting a little too close to the camera, aren't I? Thinking of getting my armor stands. And getting some golden armor. That's what I was thinking. Some golden, and then maybe some copper as well. So one of them can have copper, one of them can have gold. And this is kind of reminiscent of what my hotbar looked like when I started this stream. So that's kind of interesting. Okay. Wouldn't you know it? That's very, very. I'm very proud of this, guys. I'm very, very proud of this. I know that pride is something that it is a real thing. Yes, it's a new it's a new vanilla edition. So yes, it is a very real thing. Here I'm gonna add some more candles just because it would be nice to maybe have some light right here. And then we will. Actually, you know what? This is not the right place. Except we don't want people burning themselves on candles, do we? Shit. I just feel like they should be up on something, you know? I feel like there should be a ledge. Maybe. You know what? This is good. This is good because it gives off the kind of the mood in here kind of gives off this more of a kind of a sacred vibe, you know, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I like this. I like this. I think that this looks good. We will add a front door as well. But yeah, this is the Curia, the Roman Curia. Okay, let's see here. So functional blocks. Where are doors at again? Building blocks, of course. And then we will do a waxed copper door. I'm a big fan. Big fan. Big fan of this Curia. Hell yeah. Alright, and then the last thing I want to do... Oh, I guess there's a couple things I didn't show you guys too, but the last thing I want to do is just kind of update this this kind of thing here, because I do have a little bit of an idea for something. One thing or the other. And then if it doesn't look good, I can just get rid of it. And it's no big deal. Like I said, this will be the last thing that I do, and then there's another thing I want to show you guys before I head off this stream, but I think this has been a pretty productive stream. And I just want to thank everybody who watched, spent the time, took the time out of their day to watch this. I do. Imagine Benjamin Netanyahu in the Roman Curia. I don't think they would have allowed him in there, knowing history. Don't think that would have been a common sight. Just to kind of make this place look a little cleaner. Yeah, I like that. I like that. All right, so now we have four Roman style buildings right next to each other. Maybe I'll do like a basilica right here, like a promenade, like a really kind of narrow promenade. But yeah, Charlie, I don't know what would have happened if Charlie Kirk was in there. Last thing I wanted to show you guys, it's not Charlie Kirk. I don't think Charlie Kirk would come here. But this is the amphitheater that my dad built. This is not of my design. This is of his. And this does look kind of like oh my god, I almost just said Charlie's Theater. Pompey's Theater. Pompey's Theater. Yeah. This is kind of what he based it off of. It's a huge amphitheater. This is kind of a place for royalty to sit, so to speak. No, this has nothing to do with that. This is the amphitheater. So we have this kind of design right here, which I think looks very cool. The stuff over here, this is kind of supposed to be where the kind of actors, had their, this is where they get ready and stuff, and then they head out. Over here. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna take a nap after this. Someone gonna take this? Oh my god. Yeah, this is where the actor's supposed to come out. You got seating. There will be kind of like a place to get, I don't know, like refreshments, I think was kind of refreshments, whatever you need, that he's gonna end up building. I mean, yeah, that's the amphitheater. We got a nice beacon there. David, if it makes you feel any better, Julius Caesar was killed in a Curia. He was killed in the Curia of Pompey's theater. So, yeah. And cloud seating is, yeah. There's one more little thing that I forgot to show you guys. And this is just this little hut right here. This is another one of my dad's builds. I don't think I've really decided yet, but you've got a small little kitchen, chair, table, place to sit, couch, and a bedroom, and that's basically it. So just that little hut there. We're probably gonna have more huts around the city. I don't think that every house in the city is gonna be as extravagant as this or that or even this. Maybe more so. No, Julius Caesar was stabbed. He was stabbed to death. This is way before guns were invented, at least in Western culture, probably in Eastern culture too. If I remember correctly, the Chinese invented gunpowder like crazy early. So I don't know. But no, he did not get shot. And then, one kind of other thing here. We've got a fountain. And yeah, so this is just kind of what the city is going to, this is how it's been planned out. It's huge, and it's going to be very big. So I'm very excited to. I will probably definitely come on here and stream more of just some building, and if you guys ever have any requests while you're watching, please let me know. Yeah, so this is kind of where I'm going to end it off. I feel that this has been a very productive stream. Yeah, that's kind of it. I'm really bad at ending off videos, but I just really want to thank everybody who watched. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll probably leave this up on the channel just so you can come back and watch if you want to. But I hope that everybody is doing okay. Hope life is going good for people. And thank you guys again for watching. Stay cool. I don't know how it is in other places in the world right now, or at least in the country, but here it's in the 90s and it's October, so stay cool or stay warm depending on what the climate is at your area. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, stream, whatever we have.